Okay, once again, guys, we have Alex in the house, and I cannot be, like I'm so damn excited right now because of two things. First of all, is Alex is actually coming to Dubai for the affiliate work, and I got a freebie from him. Like he actually just gave me a ticket, and he wanted me to be over there. So if you guys are coming to Dubai for affiliate world, just like say hello to us, and we will be happy to help you out. And the second thing is we are also planning something really really cool for you. Um, because a lot of people want to start their dropshipping business, they want to start their brand, they want to start their exclusive business, and they don't know how to start with. And we are thinking about doing a webinar next month. So, but before that, I'm gonna ask Alex today a couple of questions, which will open up like a lot of things for us, like how to start a brand and all those kind of cool stuff. So welcome, Alex, once again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nick. It's always a pleasure connecting with you. You always ask the great questions, so looking forward to it.
Amazing. So you are all set for Dubai?
Yeah. It actually will be my first travel outside of the United States in the last like 3 years, pretty much. Because so we came to the United States in 2020, and it took like a few years for us to arrange the green cards and stuff. So so we can leave the country and come back. And so that actually taken more time than I saw it. And I'm super excited to travel and kind of like explore the world and connect with great people.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a totally different question from D2C and e-commerce space. Before I begin with, so if someone wants to settle in US, how he can actually do it, like in a legit way?
And there's so many ways. Like what I found is that if you kind of like set your mind to something, you can make it happen, right? Like, so for instance, for me, like I when I first like wanted to move to the United States, I didn't even know the options that are available to me until I started kind of like getting into that, until I like committed, okay, I want to go to the United States. If this way doesn't work, I'll find another way. And so first, I actually explored like different like employment visas and stuff like that. But then I would have to work for someone, so I wasn't really like very like happy about that. But then I found out about the investment visas. I was even considering like coming as a tourist and then studying kind of like to stay in the legal status, even that. But then it's like too much headache, and I wanted to run my business. So then I found the investor visa, right? So an investor visas, I mean, there's like different options. There's like, I think there's called like E2, and there's also like EB5. So E2 is actually when you have a company running in the United States. Let's say you have like LLC registered here, and let's say you're generating some revenue, even if it's like $500,000, 1 million, whatever. It's like, doesn't have to be super, super large. And, you can use that as a leverage okay, so I'm an investor. I want to live in the United States to operate my business and to grow it farther, right? Obviously, with that, you'd have to invest money in like, probably like inventory, like hiring some people, possibly, buying some equipment, right? So they see you actually like committed to growing that business. So that option is like relatively cheap. It's like probably will cost you like $150,000. There is also another one which is called it's EB5, and so that's what I did. I mean, that one is more expensive. That one is like 800, 900, like pretty much like $1 million. But then that one will get you the green card, because the E2 wouldn't give you the green card. You can just come to United States. You can work here for like 2 years, and then you have to extend that visa again. You have to kind of like reapply all of the documents again, and then you have to do it again after 2 years, right? So it's kind of like just keeping you here in a legal status, but doesn't necessarily give you the immigration pass. And so these are some of the options. I also know there is an option for people that have like extraordinary abilities. So let's say if you have like let's say you have Instagram following, YouTube following, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have extraordinary abilities, like maybe like your like media personality. I mean, if you have like even 20, 50,000 followers, that's already counts as something. Like it's,
Mm-hmm.
you know, for a lot of people, it's kind of like as a good following already. And so you can leverage that. It's called Extraordinary Abilities Visa. Let me see, maybe I'll find it. Extraordinary Abilities Visa. So that's what I'm saying by, like, once you get into it, right, you can kind of like explore different options and you can see what is, you know, what is possible, right? So, okay, here. It's called O2. No, okay, so yeah, it's actually, there's so many different ones here. It's O1, H1B. There is also L1. Let's say you're working in a company, in an office abroad, within the same company, you can transfer yourself to United States. Also, you have E1, E2, which is, I don't know, it's like investor's visa. You have EB2, NIW. So yeah, there's literally like so many different opportunities. The one non-immigrant visa is for individuals that possess extraordinary abilities in sciences, arts, education, business, or athletics.
Amazing.
Or who has demonstrated a record of extraordinary achievement in the motion picture or television industry. So maybe if you shot in some Bollywood movies, maybe you can get a visa to the United States too.
Yeah, that's great.
You know,
But
so I would just
YouTube for arts, I think, you know, YouTube for education, YouTube or Instagram, like these are, I think, valid, right?
yeah, exactly. So I think what's important and what helped us the most is just like working with competent lawyers who specialize in specific kind of visa that you want, right? So they have seen different cases, they have helped different people. And also what I have learned through this process is like, you know, I'm having conversation with, it's like everything in life, you know, you're having conversation with one person and person says, oh, no, it's not possible. It's like, there is no chance, right? And then you're literally asking the same fucking question to another person and the other person tells you, yeah, sure. I mean, we had experience with that. We can make it happen, right? And then, you know, they kind of break down the cases they had and the people they've been able to help. So like everything in life, you know, you have to find the right person, the right, you know, partner to do it with. So yeah, that's very important. So don't get discouraged if someone tells you, oh, it's like your case, you know, your case is too hard, or like there's like, you know, other like obstacles or, you know, whatever. Just keep looking for options and you'll find it.
Amazing. So basically, it actually costed you near about $1 million to basically get a green card in USA, right?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
More or less. Perfect. And you were already doing e-commerce, so basically that really helped you out because you were doing those kind of numbers already. So it's kind of just doing that business in US now, right?
Yeah. So this $1 million, or, you know, whatever the amount is, it has to come from your personal funds. So what I mean by that, it's like, it's not like, okay, if I generated $1 million in revenue, I can use it as leverage. No, you have to actually put in $1 million of your own money, or, you know, whatever, right? So they see it as kind of like you are taking the risk, right, of your own, right? It has to be like a personal risk. You have to have something to lose, right? If this doesn't work out, or, you know, whatever, like you taking that financial risk, and that's what they want. So that money has to come from another source, basically.
Basically opening up a bank account with $1 million over there, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I know, and then for me as well, you know, so it wasn't like an easy, move, because like $1 million is a lot of money. I mean, not a lot, but, you know, it's substantial. And for us,
not before.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And for me, like it was like, okay, we need like we kind of decided, okay, that's an option we want to do. We need like $1 million. Okay, but and I have some like real estate. I have assets that like far exceed that, but I'm like, okay, I don't want to sell that, right? I don't want to sell my like real estate to pay for this. It has to come from another source. So now I have a specific number in mind that I have to generate in profit, for the business, get then paid to myself, and then use this capital to invest. So then it's like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like pushes you. You have a specific number to aim for. And so,
Yeah.
and then I had to like just pretty much, get that money from elsewhere, not taking from, existing assets, existing, capital I had.
Great. Okay. So now e-commerce people know how to basically get a green card in USA. So
I'm like, you know what, man? I'm like, I'll be totally like transparent. Like, if I'll be like in Europe right now, and I would be like, do I want to move to United States? I mean, beauty of United States, there are only few. Like, first, I mean, great business environment, great people. Like, kind of like doing business is easy and connecting, and everyone pretty much lives here. But then on the other side of this, it's financial system. It's you have access to loans, right? So even if you don't have money, you need capital. You can leverage credit cards. I have here in my wallet the credit cards that give me access to probably like $1 million.
yeah.
Let's say I need for like advertising. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, in Europe to get like $1 million, I mean, they want to like your fucking blood test. Like,
So they won't even give you that.
yeah, so they're like, yeah, exactly. They're like, huh? What are you selling and what are you doing? E-commerce? What is e-commerce? So that's how they do in Europe. So Europe is kind of like very like outdated in that sense. United States financial system is amazing. Gives you access to a lot of capital. That's how you see like these guys like Grant Cardone, like leveraging, over leveraging, over credit, over loans, over like this, over that, boom, 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 building that, and then using using what they already have as a leverage to get another loan, right? And then it's kind of like, which is not accessible anywhere in the world. I think the United States is the best in that sense. And also payment processors, so I come from Europe. For me, the payment processors always like was a pain. We had the payment processors in Stripe in Singapore. 7 fucking days payout times. 7 days.
Oh,
Man, like that's like what kind of cash flow? I mean, you have to have in order like 7 days. And then we also had like one of our companies getting like shut down, one of our Stripe accounts, and we were doing like $30K a day. So like, I don't know, $200,000-$300,000 just like on hold for like next 120 days, And so that's kind of two main reasons. So payment processors, if you're doing volume, maybe it's like if you don't do a lot of volume, maybe it doesn't matter. But so payment processors and then the financial system. So it's kind of like I would think about it because from the perspective of comfort of life, you can probably live in Dubai. Like you can probably find some content, It's kind of like I think from that standpoint, I mean, even lower taxes, even better from that side. So that side is
you don't worry. You can live a very luxurious life, and
exactly. So
don't have to worry.
So if that's your priority, maybe Dubai is a better option for you. But if you want to grow like a big business, like and have access of loans and capital to grow that business faster, and then have the payment processors so that, let's say, you want to do more volume, you want to diversify, you don't want to be dependent, you don't want to have issues with cash flow, then United States is probably the best option.
Amazing. Oh, I really want to ask you one thing. I'm just by talking to you, I'm getting a lot of positive, or whatever you want to call it, like energy or whatever you want to call it, like I really want to ask you, basically change you from the old Alex who was working a $2 per hour job to running multi-million businesses right now. What actually changed?
Pain. Like, I think humans do things for two reasons, and humans change for two reasons, because it's either they want to they they want to avoid pain, or they want to gain pleasure, right? So for me it was pain, because like, so the pain for me was first, like, I couldn't even buy like food, so then like you constantly feeling that like you're coming to the store and you can literally like you cannot afford like almost anything, right? That was super painful for me. And then just living in that environment where like you constantly like you can't afford yourself stuff, you can't buy your family, like my wife, like clothing even, so that is like a lot of pain. And also a lot of pain was my upbringing, I think, also kind of like accumulated, because it's like a lot of people that don't believe in you, a lot of people that are skeptical, a lot of people that have like very low expectation of you, a lot of people that want you to fail, which I think probably didn't change until today. It's like for every successful person you find like there's probably like 1 million people or like 1,000 people that want that person to fail, and they'll feel like a great satisfaction if something in that person's life doesn't work out. So I think for me that was my driver. um and then yeah, so I kind of like, because the comfort zone, right? The definition of the comfort zone, right? For me, comfort zone is when it's not painful enough, right? When it's kind of like, oh yeah, it's like it's painful, but it's okay. It's okay. It's tolerable, right? They have this saying when they throw the frog into the boiling water.
Yeah.
The frog like just jumps out. When they put the frog in like in kind of like warm water and then gradually warm it up, they just like they kill the frog. And so and I think that's what happens with most people. They kind of like getting comfort, because everything is so like, I mean, even if you're not making like a lot of money, I mean, the entertainment is cheap. Like Netflix is like $10 per month. The porn is free, right? For people that want that. Then you have food. I mean, pretty much here and there, like you can probably buy food.
It's especially you can get food now on this, like, so
Exactly. You order it and they bring it. You don't have to hunt it. You don't have to search it, like,
There's
and
so many offers going on. So you get it for so cheap now.
exactly. And so all of those factors combined, right? So everything is so accessible, everything is relatively easy. And especially, in developed countries where, the quality of life in general is pretty high, right? So it's like, you have everything you want. I mean, yes, you can be more ambitious, right? But then if you're more ambitious, that puts you into more risk. So I think people take action and people like kind of like start moving forward when their current situation and the pain they're going through is higher than potential risk of like, oh, what if it doesn't work out? What if I start e-commerce business and it fails? Oh, my whole family will tell you like, oh, it's like, I told you that. I fucking told you that, oh, it's like, yeah, it's like, you should get it, like, you should get back to school, so, or, whatever. And so, but then when that pain, when it's so fucking like, you're so tired, you can't, like, I'll make it work. I'll find a way. I'll get out of this, right? Then when you have that kind of decision, when you make it first internally, because no one will make it for you. No one will come into your life and like, okay, from this day, you'll be successful, go dress up well, like take your Lamborghini and like, and like, you have like $1 billion business, no one will do that. Like, so, and even if you look at any successful founders, successful like stories, like I was watching this movie about like Amazon. It's brand new movie about the Amazon and how it started.
Yeah.
About Jeff Bezos. Man, I mean, he went through so much shit. I mean, like, put that shit on most people and they'll crack on like 99.9. I don't know if I would go through that kind of shit. You know what I mean? And I consider myself kind of like probably more resilient than most people. When like he pitches ideas, they don't work out. And so I think that's really what differentiates. It's so simple and it's so kind of like plain, and it's so like, people looking for a secret, like, but there's no secret. I mean, it's like you choose like where you want to go, right? It's like what you want to do, like, and then you just have to go after it, right? And obviously that path won't be straight. Amazon changed like 3 names until they found the name Amazon. Like they had a name that like sounds like a dead body or something like this. They had like a very like weird name for the company, so they decided to change it. But it's not like these people or these companies that are successful, they know the answers from day one. They have no fucking idea. They have no fucking idea. They kind of like doing something and something kind of works, and then they trying to do more of that, and then it might not work anymore. So they have to change, they have to pivot, right? And they have to go through that, again, through that pain, right? So either growing the company, a business, going to the gym. Going to the gym is a lot of pain. I'm working out with my trainer. I finished the session yesterday. Fuck. I came home like I barely fucking walked in. Like, it was so hard. But that's the only way. Like, there is like this normal life, right? There's like this normal life, like where probably you'll live comfortably. You'll like retire and you'll be happy, like maybe, right? But if for those people that have fire inside, and that fire is like, fuck me, I'm not happy. I mean, and I'm ready to put everything like to figure it out, like, and I'll learn, I'll put more hours than I'll put everything I can into it. I'll make it work. That decision like starts with a fucking decision. I think that's when like things kind of like boom. And then instead of like reasons like why you can do something, you think, okay, but I can leverage this. Oh, I have a friend who can help me with this. I know someone who actually had experience. Okay, let me ask that person, right? And then once you open your mind, like you start seeing the solutions to the problems.
So, okay, so many things. I really want to cover a lot of, but first I'm going to ask you, what made you, like, how are you still hungry? What is keeping you hungry? Because you are now making a lot of money, like multiple millions. You did like more than 30 million last year.
Mm-hmm.
So what is that pain now? What is that thing which you keep asking yourself, saying to yourself, what are you doing so that it keeps you going? Because as far as I can see on your Instagram story as well, you're living very good life now, right? Like you have almost everything, whatever you want in terms of the daily stuff. You have a car, you have a good house, you have a good lifestyle. So what is still like, what's that thing which is keeping you going even at this level?
I think you have to be competitive. Like you can't just like, I think when you see someone living a good life, have to ask yourself like, why not me? Right? Mm-hmm. Why that? Like, I mean, even you guys in India, I mean, you have some I mean, there's like a layer of people in India like super fucking rich. And I understand some of those people have been like inherited their wealth, right? And like, and it has been like for generations like this. Even here, I mean, I live in like one of the like, I mean, I live in a very good like area, like and very good place. There's some fucking people that like have fucking houses, like $50, $100 million fucking houses, right? And I'm like, shit, like I want that house. Like, I mean, so I'm making good money, but like if I were like to spend $100 million on a fucking house, I can fucking afford it. Like, I mean, right now, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay. And so that drives me like, if not just lifestyle, kind of like just like, I think it has like multiple layers and you have to find like what drives you specifically. Mm-hmm. But like for me, it's a competition. It's competitive, and all of the successful people are competitive. They want to be better than, not just competitive with their direct competition, right? But they're competitive, like maybe to to themselves, right? Like, oh, so I can do better than that, right? You find that in all of the like athletes. Fuck, I mean, it's good, but it's like, they watch the recording of their fight. They watch the recording of their fucking game. Fuck, I can do better than that. Like this, how could I fuck up, right? Now, again, whether that makes people happy, no, because like, so I think it's like, I mean, once you do that, like it causes you pain, right? They subconsciously and consciously are causing themselves pain, and then so that pain can motivate them to take action and change something, right? Whereas most people are avoiding pain. They don't want to face. They don't want to face their like bank account. They don't want to. They don't want to open it. They don't want to talk about it. Like most families don't talk about finances. Most families don't talk about like their like professional growth. You know, they're hiding. You know, they have that, and social media gives you like a perfect vehicle for that. And that's why I think Metaverse will be so big, because it's a lot harder to do something in the real world and to build something and to go through that pain than to get a fucking avatar, get in a Metaverse, and have imaginable like life where you can have everything, you know, where you don't have to face the pain. So I think the whole life of the humans is like, how can I like, this is a pain, right? And I'm like, okay, so like, don't like, you know, don't give me that, right? And then like kind of like finding their like path on which like I'm gonna go behind this, I'm gonna go behind this, and I'm kind of like just like walking this way. So I think, yeah, I think that's how most people live. For me personally, it's competition. It's like how I can do better than myself. Also like why, like, I mean, I'm kind of on one side it's like, you know, I'm like, it's not like, I don't know, maybe jealousy or something, or, you know, I see some second generation fucking wealth, like people, right? And I wasn't given shit, right? So I'm like, I feel like, okay, I have to do better than these fucking people. I have to like outperform them, you know? So, you know, I think that's also like another reason. So you have to really like know yourself and what your like motivations are, in order to but you know, in order to find out like how you can like, so now you can just put yourself consciously in that zone where those motivations are being triggered, or those kind of, you know, that's how you grow.
Okay, so were you competitive like always? Like you've been competitive all your life, or were you like started being competitive after you joined this, you know, e-commerce game? Or did you join any self-help coaching training from like people like Tony Robbins or something, which made that change? And like, what was the trigger point?
Yeah, so definitely, I mean, programs have been like super like life-changing for me, because you don't know what you don't know, and also you don't know what you're capable of until you see people very like close, right? And very like accessible, people that you thought like maybe your age, maybe younger, maybe coming from worse circumstances than you are. And you see those people like crushing it, right? So now in your mind, all of the excuses, all of the like, oh, like that's not possible, right? I mean, all of that stuff collapses. And so now you have no more excuse. Like, okay, now I can actually do it. And once you believe you can do it, you will actually do it. And so for me, that was like life changing. I remember I had like $5,000 to my name, and I bought the program for like, it was $5,000. No, it was actually
what was that?
so that the first program that I bought was, it was from e-commerce guy. It was from e-commerce guy. Yeah,
$5,000 must be elite kind of a program, right?
yeah. It was pretty good program. And so, but you know, like I had a conversation. I had a sales call, and I'm like, and he was asking like very good questions, and he actually like challenged me, because I was thinking that in life, I mean, when you get to the top, you're making like $10,000 per month, right? And he literally projected me like how I could be making like 20, 30, $50,000 per month, right? So that opened my mind, and I got very excited, and that was probably like one of the big factors that
And which year was that?
man, it was like 2016, 15, 16.
Must like it's like the beginning of dropshipping and everything, right?
Yeah. So I was doing freelancing, so I was kind of like understanding some concepts, right, of like e-commerce, and I was helping some clients. But then this really gave me the belief, I think, and also like just made it real for me, like, because before that it was kind of, it's for other people. There are some people that are like just like born with like ability to make money, I was thinking like, okay, maybe I just don't have it, maybe it's just like not for me. But then, and it's not, the confidence and the competence, like all of those things, they not for a single person, they come in overnight. Like, look at Elon Musk. Like, I mean, he was such a fucking kid. Like when he sold his first company, he was such a fucking kid. He was 28 years old. Like, he wouldn't be able to deal with problems that he's dealing with now back then, right? He kind of like, over time you grow into it, and as you experience more pain, as you kind of like few times closer.
When the more pain or the more up and downs you see, you become like more calm inside you. And then when those things happen, you're like, okay, what
Exactly.
Like you just like
whatever. Yeah, give it.
your resistance actually goes high, like because you have seen those things so many times that now you become like, okay, I'm not gonna bother about that. I know. But
Yeah, exactly.
so okay, another thing, how much time do you personally spend on social media on your own? Like, do you spend a lot of time on social media yourself?
Yeah, man. I still spend too much time. I try to, but what I do now is I try to like segment it, where, for instance, like I might have like few, I would have like a few, hours, like let's say when I have like a focus like task, right? I would have like 3, 5, sometimes like 8 hours, like when I don't check any social media. I have like a particular task at hand, and that's what I focus on.
And what's your usually day-to-day routine these days?
Daily routine.
Yeah, daily routine.
So I wake up. I wake up. Usually, I spend like morning with my son. Take him to the school. It's around like 9 a.m. And after that, I have like breakfast with my wife. We usually go somewhere together.
Every day.
And yeah, every day. We just kind of like having that like morning time together. That helps us to relax, like set for the good day. And after that, we are. After that, I'm working. So like I'm starting my day like at 10, which is like a bit late. Some days I wake up in the morning, like I go to the office like 6 a.m. and I have like 4 or 5 hours of like uninterrupted work, and usually I get more done in those like few hours, and I will get like in a week of back and forth like distraction mode. And then in the evening I usually have like a personal training session after work, or I have just like cardio. So just I think sport is super important just to maintain the body, the mind. Just keep it healthy, keep it like just remove all of the stress, all of the anxieties. Like it really helps to clear the mind. So I do that on a daily basis, except Sundays. I used to work like Saturdays, like Sundays. Now I have a lot better like self-awareness. So for example, if I feel like I'm like burnout, or I'm making bad decisions, or I'm very like emotional, or I'm very like frustrated or something. Right now, I have no problem taking like a day off, even during the week, right? I'm like, okay, I'll be, accessible like during like 1 hour here. So, Nick, we have,
We have another guest.
yeah.
Hey DJ. So yeah, because we are almost like up with the time. But okay, Alex, that's great. I'm just gonna wrap up this call. So guys, um, we are going to do another webinar, or a webinar actually. This was just a call, and in that call, we're gonna talk about how you can actually start your 30K a month D2C e-commerce business, following the footprints of obviously what Alice has taught a lot of his students, and obviously what I have done personally by looking at his ESS program. So we will be doing that in March. So if you guys are excited, we will have a link down below so that you'll get to know about that soon. And just like maybe you can join us on Instagram as well, so that we will make a post over there and you'll get to know about that. And Alex has actually promised me that he will be doing that, and he will be sharing like the blueprint about how to start your 1K a day business. So yeah, sounds like a deal, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm super excited for this because, that is an opportunity that I believe is, the best right now, like starting like your e-commerce brand, like getting it to like 30K per month and then scaling it from there is not just like in the front, like in not just like in the short term, like in terms of the profit, but also in the long term where you can build like a company you can actually sell. And that's super, that's super exciting. I think that's a mass opportunity right now, like people buying stuff every single day, right? And if you know the knowledge, if you have the knowledge of like the human psychology on how to sell products, like you will literally like you will never struggle a day in your life. So that's like the
That's that's right.
I'm super excited for that. And guys, we'll announce the dates with Nick. There will be like maybe like a Nick, you can put together like a page or something where people can sign up for notifications about this. And I'm super excited.
To that. Yeah, I'll do that. And obviously, whosoever is coming to Dubai, do see me and Alex there, and we will be happy to see you there. Have a chit chat.